with the madness and the mania. Mile long, where 25 women just died for me to go, woo!
But I need this one thing. Acknowledge me.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Smarkin Around. My name's Joe.
And I'm the original Smart, Carl.
Johnny boy, yeah.
A shout out to all the OnlyFans models listening, standing on their business. All right, guys, we got to get straight to the point here. Let us talk about the most electrifying, entertaining man on the planet right now, Dwayne "The Rock"
Sokoa.
Oh,
He hasn't even sung the national anthem. Just wait on that. He'll get his time to shine, but it's Rocky time, man. I'm telling you. Goosebumps last night on SmackDown. Let's talk about it, as Carmelo Hayes said.
pro wrestling is electrifying.
I'm telling you, he's bringing it back. I mean, it didn't really go anywhere for people like us, but it's becoming mainstream and popular. I don't know how you want to label it, but it is electrifying, guys.
So I'm gonna cook on this.
Right. Chef Carl cook.
Let him cook.
WrestleMania. We talk WrestleMania. I'm gonna say it because nobody else wants to say it. WrestleMania is not for your smart. It's not for your hardcore wrestling fan. It's for the casual fan who has the money to go to see a spectacle. This runs now for 2 days. So taking away The Rock and Roman Reigns main event is not, I'm not going to talk about this again, is not what's best for business. This is not going to draw in my girlfriend who I'll go upstairs and be like, hey, name a wrestler. She's going to name 100%, I know, Hulk Hogan. And then guess who she's going to name? She's going to name Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Well, what you going to do, brother? I mean, this, I think, is probably the most mainstream WrestleMania main event. You have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson involved. You have Cena involved. Those are your mainstream pop culture attractions. With the biggest name in wrestling now, Roman Reigns.
And that's the thing. WrestleMania transcends just pro wrestling. It's pop culture. It's music. It's celebrities like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Money Mayweather. They come into these shows to draw other people from different sports or different pop cultures, music, and all that. It's a spectacle. To ruin it, no casual fan is gonna be like, I'm so excited to see Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at the main event WrestleMania. That they're not saying that. Do you guys agree?
Wait till the TV promos come out. It'll gain some traction. But I want to talk about, again, I'm taking over here. Let's talk about last night's SmackDown. There was a good long segment of probably the most entertaining 25 minutes on SmackDown I've ever seen. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, The Rock, was killing them with one-liners. They were in Phoenix last night talking about the elevated levels of drug abuse. Oh my God. He went there.
I can't believe he actually went there.
I couldn't stop laughing. That's
Just
the most I've ever
the
laughed.
whole city.
Literally.
He just railed on him, and I thought it was probably the most entertaining segment of SmackDown I've ever seen.
It's like every time The Rock comes on TV nowadays, he doesn't even care what he says.
Oh, absolutely not. This is heel Rock at its finest. I love it.
And by the looks of it, I think the time in for that was 31 minutes and 1 second.
Give or take.
Segment.
Yeah, I loved every second of it. But what I didn't love again is all the dropouts. A lot of blackouts, a lot of censorship.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard
Thought it was
something about the
just me.
sign, right? The Die Rocky Die sign, but then I kept seeing it, so I don't think that's what it was.
You know, the telecast could have easily just, I don't know, blocked out or, camera angle it out, I guess. But no, I don't know about you guys or everybody else who watched it last night, but the screen went dark for a good couple of seconds, numerous
times.
So, I on free TV like that, I guess that's what they need to do by law, I guess. But once you start getting to the pay-per-views, once you get into like the Netflix and the Hulus and the Peacocks, they got to do better.
I think it was because of the Die Rocky Die sign. That's what I saw on the social. It was because they were panning into that Die Rocky Die sign. I don't get it, but
I know. Why would they pan in that direction in the first place? Keep it on the Rock, on the people who are in the ring.
I don't know why they were so worried about those signs anyway. I mean, the guy called out all the drug addicts all in Phoenix,
right.
you know. So
They
what
wanna,
does
like,
that
use
matter?
Electrifying. I got goosebumps. Never have I gotten goosebumps on a Rock appearance before, but what an excellent performance on that microphone last night. Vintage Rock.
heel Rock.
Heel
Yes.
Rock. But it kind of feels like he was degraded a little bit when Roman cut him off.
But you know what
Yeah.
happened after that? Oh, the goosebumps.
They seem to be on the same page, you know. They seem that they got that first night WrestleMania tag team match, Seth, Cody versus Roman, and the most electrifying man in sports entertainment.
Forget all
today,
that.
The Rock.
Acknowledged the tribal chief
Yeah.
on the mic. This is mind-blowing.
Would he stoop that low to betray and take that word back?
You see, he's not stooping low. He's leveling up, Carl.
It's a hot take.
Hot as it can be. One's in the air.
I'm still fuming about not getting The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I can't believe that. I'm sorry.
Well, he didn't acknowledge the Cody Crybabies as much, but yeah, they're still around. Cody No Belts is still kind of just hanging around, but the whole proposal. Oh, might I add that he railed on that walking clown emoji, Seth Rollins, and but that was just beautiful mic work.
But before that, before the show, he cut a promo on his social, and it was a pretty good one too. He actually posted a podcast where Devon Dudley and Bubba Ray Dudley was doing with somebody. I don't know who the host was, but he was like, "I hate The Rock for coming in and taking the spotlight and all this stuff," and he just went off on it was like a good long promo that he made on this one podcast guy about the Cody Crybaby. It was pretty good. You guys could check it out if you've seen it.
That's the power of social media.
Yeah, man.
So Cody Rhodes has no doubt about it a huge fan base, a huge following ever since he made his return to WWE. But again, not a big Cody train rider here. But I still don't see how I can't validate how he's again a WrestleMania headliner, main eventer. Yeah, he won the Royal Rumble twice, but I don't know, guys. Let's tell me how you feel about this whole Cody.
He deserves it, right? So if Rock didn't come in or a bigger star that's gonna make WrestleMania more profitable and a bigger draw, then yeah, give him the main event with Roman Reigns. Cool. If nobody comes in, if there's nobody coming in with the hype as The Rock, give him the main event. That's fine. He deserves it. But right now, what I'm seeing is The Rock and Roman need to have that spot, but they're not gonna get it because of the fan base of Cody Rhodes. Man, it's a hard pill to swallow for me.
I'm a huge crybaby. I think I cry more than those other crybabies, man. I'm such a crybaby. We could take it all the way back to that crybaby movie with Johnny Depp. That's me right there. That's Cody on the front cover of that movie. That's how much of a crybaby I am. I think this guy deserves it. He won back-to-back Royal Rumble.
I mean, not to say he did win big matches, again, his Hell in a Cell match with Seth and his bouts with Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he worked for it, but
So you think you would just delete history if Hogan and The Rock never happened? You wouldn't care if that happened?
That's yes, that is history, but
This could be history, guys.
Star power.
He said that somebody told him sometimes you have to leave in order to get what you want, right? He left. Cody left for however many years, became a star, and now he's trying to prove a point. He's the biggest baby face in WWE right now.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's got to happen to somebody. So I guess Cody No Belts. I mean, Cody's
soon to have belts.
Star. Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Will he win the WWE Universal Undisputed Championship? Our tribal chief go from.
I don't even want to validate that with a response because I don't care.
I mean,
thanks, Carl.
I respect that, but I don't. You know what? As much of a crybaby I am, I don't know. I don't know. It all depends on what's gonna happen with this tag team match and if Cody Rhodes accepts it or not. But I don't know if he could do it.
He's accepting. He
Right.
most definitely is accepting that.
But I don't know, man. I'm starting to look at it from
But
a
division, what's happening with the tag team division? We got the Pete Dunne and the Big Strong Boy getting quite a push there.
new catcher.
New Catch Republic, yeah.
Right.
I'm getting confused with all these catch teams.
It's good. It's
I mean,
fine.
the only last week they had the street. Yeah, they had a street fight actually. What, yesterday with the New Day? No,
Yeah,
that was
okay.
Monday.
Imperium.
That was a
That
great
that
match. That
was
match.
that, that was a great match. I'll give that the match of the week. That street fight. Was it the New Day versus Imperium? That was
Yeah.
definitely a match of the week.
Yeah, shout out to Samantha Irvin for her intros too.
Oh yeah.
Well, what are they going to do with those? Do you think they need to split up the titles? Do you think they need to? Who would you say is the number one contender right now to the Judgment Day's undisputed tag team titles?
You know what? I'll say a hot take here. All right. I think Imperium has what it takes to become champions. They're not really looked at enough. You know,
Yeah, I agree with that stance.
It's just Gunther. But those guys are pivotal. Most of his title matches, or if not, making him look better.
Because by the Judgment Day a few days ago. Is that where they're going with this? All right. Will it be a WrestleMania?
I don't think the tag team division is, like we talked about last week, is stacked enough to have two right now.
Right.
But then you have all brands. You got NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, or at least SmackDown and NXT without tag teams. Yet we have an abundance of teams.
Yeah, but you got the big name teams on Raw. You got New Day on Raw. You got Imperium on Raw. You have Judgment Day on Raw. Well, they could be on both because they got the titles, but they're on Raw original. Like on SmackDown, you don't have that much star power in tag team. They don't even use Carl Anderson and what's his name.
The O's.
Yeah, don't even use them. And then they just brought up AOP. They've had like one match that lasts like 12 seconds. Or they got rid of Bobby Lashley's team now. Can't even call them their names. Now they're doing a thing with Bobby Lashley.
The team formerly known as Street Profits? What?
Right, exactly.
Well, I think they need to start writing in some tag teams.
Yeah, they should.
Plenty.
Could see something good happen in there, but right now they're too focused on having everybody be together on a team, like more than two.
Okay. So let's review what happened on Raw this past Monday night.
Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn. That's gonna be my match of the week right there. Those guys killed it.
They absolutely did. How do you feel about those two guys? On my take, Shinsuke's not getting the push he deserves. I think he deserves it more than pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I also agree, and I don't think they're using him right. But I kind of had this talk with somebody last week about Shinsuke and how he's a waste of money, a waste of time in this business for WWE. But I told him, give him a chance with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn puts in a lot of heart. He leaves everything in that ring every time he goes out there, and that proved the show last week. I love that match. I love what they're doing, and I could see him being pushed from this Sami Zayn feud.
Every week we hear about how Sami Zayn wants to make it to WrestleMania. How does he fit into the WrestleMania picture then? I don't see it.
Yeah, at this point, I don't see the Sami Zayn WrestleMania picture right now, currently.
I mean, he can feud with Shinsuke all he wants, but at the end of the day, he's got
Gunther? Is that a Gunther possibility?
They had some kind of stare down during an interview, and Gunther walked by and laughed at him. But
yeah,
what I could see happening with that, it might involve him in an intercontinental match, because they got, what's his name, Bronson Reed calling Adam Pearce. They have Chad Gable trying to talk to Adam Pearce. I see some type of fatal four-way triple threat match coming up to fight Gunther at WrestleMania.
I mean, Gunther's the most dominant IC champion of all time. Who hasn't he beat yet? Who deserves to be in the ring with Gunther?
For the IC belt right now, who deserves to be in the ring with Gunther?
I'll give you one name: Cody No Belt.
Yeah, I mean, I take that and then put him, take that out of the main event and then get the Rock and Roman. I'll do that all day, every day. But
John, what say you?
Honestly, I think somebody, and you said somebody he hasn't faced. I can't really think of one.
Looks like there's quite push Braun Breaker.
Oh, Braun Breaker, but he went to SmackDown.
He's on SmackDown.
Yeah, he went to SmackDown. That's the guy I probably would have said.
But I mean, it's too early for him right now because they're just starting to push him. Put him in the picture right now in WrestleMania.
They can give him the Sheamus push, right? I mean, he got the championship in 3 months.
Who on Raw deserves that spot against the Ring General.
Who hasn't he beat? Who hasn't got the
What
strap?
I'm saying, he hasn't beaten Cody No Belt. They have not crossed paths.
Cody's past that IC status right now.
Yeah.
He's main event top guy tier. It's got to
Yeah.
be him versus Seth or him versus Roman, right? I mean, he's in that league. Right? Drop down to the IC mid card kind of, I guess you could call it. It wouldn't make sense on their end.
So maybe we could work up like somebody like Andrade who just came back.
That's a good option.
Yeah, I do like Chad Gable. You know, he's already gotten beat, but he's had some great matches with.
I mean, I think CM Punk pretty much messed a lot of things up for WrestleMania Kings and stuff like that with his injury.
That is a very interesting way to look at it. You're right. It kind of threw a wrench in a lot of storyline.
Maybe that was the next guy to go after Gunther. I mean, but he's still a top guy, right? He was going up into try to get the main event in WrestleMania. But what's a main event in WrestleMania anymore?
Yeah.
Well, it should be for the world titles.
Right.
Has
But we got a tag team match, right? The first day. That's probably going to main event it. Do you think it's going to main event it? And then Seth and Drew are going to be on second day, right? Second day?
Yes.
Who's going to be on second day? So second day is going to be the main event. Main event which is going to be Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. And before that match is going to be probably Seth versus Drew, right? That would make logical sense.
Yeah.
But then let's not forget, we got the Scottish crybaby, Drew McIntyre, the winner of the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, is he going against Seth?
He will probably go against Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins. He's going to go against Seth Rollins for the whatever the WCW Heavyweight Championship, whatever WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Wow, Eric Bischoff's making a return, huh?
I'm back.
The big gold belt, right?
Yeah, Ric Flair. Woo!
The Ric Flair belt, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they named it now. So
World Heavyweight.
That's
World Heavyweight Champion,
that-
right? Yeah.
World, well, not the original. He
Right.
now has the World Heavyweight Championship.
I do like how it looks, so I will give him credit.
Where are they gonna put either of the women's
It's-
championship matches at? With Rhea and Becky and Io and Bailey.
Yeah, how are they going to do this with being main evented by the tag team match?
They'll probably put the Women's Championship in a co-headlining main event.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Well, so you have Becky against Rhea, but then Nia Jax is always her head in the...
Oh yeah.
Not count her out. Former champion in her own right. But she's looking pretty sick.
She is. I think it's gonna be after WrestleMania. She's gonna get her big.
But I'm also curious to see what goes on with Io Sky and Bailey.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. They're not really
That's gonna be
hyping that up too much. They're really hyping up Bailey's story.
Yeah.
Again, a bit of a crybaby angle there, but she's getting what she deserves. But I see Io retaining.
No, I love me some Bailey, so I'm a Bailey
Oh
guy.
yeah.
So
I'm
let's
a
go.
Bailey guy too. And
Ooh.
I don't think it's a crybaby story. Bailey's definitely tried to. I can kind of see where you're gonna say that, but she got betrayed.
Oh, try some Bailey's in your iced coffee next time. Pretty good, guys.
She got betrayed, and
Well, she pulled the same move on Sasha Banks a couple years ago, right when she was doing her baby face gimmick. Then she turned heel. It's cool.
I don't think. See, Bailey's one of those characters who another one who just can't be trusted. She turns face, turns heel. She'll always be turning.
not like she got turned down last night. Tell you that.
By Dakota. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, she just jumped off that apron. No tag for you.
Yep.
Bam.
I know. I
What
kind
goes
of.
around comes around, right?
I kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, I didn't want it to be like that. I kind of trusted her a little bit, but I wasn't surprised at how it turned out.
Yeah, there's still some questions that need to be answered, like coming up to this WrestleMania. I don't even know where anything plays out. What's going on with Gunther? Like, what are you gonna fit for the slots in day 1, day 2?
Well, let's quickly touch on the state of the women's tag team. And I think they're just kind of lining up whoever to see who qualifies against the Kabuki Warriors. Kabuki Warriors, again, dominant tag team. Who's going to be the next to challenge them? Who's their number one contender?
You know what? I'm gonna put it out there, and I think it's an obvious answer. Shayna Baszler, Zoe Stark.
The two powerhouses? You
Yeah.
see them as tag team champs?
Every time they go out, all they got to do is put them in that little, what do you call it? Karafuda clutch.
Karafuda.
Yeah, that's it. Game over. Zoe Stark's crazy. She's crazy, and then Shayna Baszler, she's just got some strong arms, man.
But Asuka and Kyrie are just too technically sound. And another thing, Zoe and Shayna just have no, they don't, for lack of a better word, they have no gimmick. They have no draw.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're
No,
not.
you're right. I agree 100%. Who
But
who else? Who else is gonna
You
like these tag team
last week you
divisions
mentioned
right now are
about
so weak.
ring
Exactly.
gear. You mentioned matching ring gear last week, Johnny boy. I mean, at the very least, I don't think either one of those superstars will comply to matching ring gear.
You know, they don't
Their
really
names
have
don't
too
roll
much
off
to
the tongue.
offer. They don't have
I
too
mean, they're
much to
great
offer in
technically
that,
sound
you know.
wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. Zoe Stark and Shayna, very technical sound, but yeah, they're not a draw for me.
The
Yeah,
women's
they gotta do
tag
something
team.
with Naomi. Naomi's
Right.
they gotta do
No.
something with her. Maybe pair her up with somebody. Maybe how many weeks we got left? Like 1 month.
Speaking of that, I'm tapping my wrist right now. It is
Tiffy
Tiffy time.
time.
Ooh, I love me some Tiffy.
How about the eye rake she did on Naomi in her match?
Oh man.
The world's prettiest moonsault. I can't stop watching it. It's amazing. It's mesmerizing. It's mind blowing.
I think it's crazy how Naomi comes back and she's pretty much jobbing for Tiffy right there. What the match was like? How long? 3 minutes. She got poked in the eye, lost.
Mm-hmm.
And she was the first eliminated from the chamber in that
Right.
match.
Do you see her kind of as going the way of a Charlotte Flair? I mean, she doesn't have the pedigree that Charlotte has, of course, but in Charlotte, she takes these prolonged absences. And I kind of see not only her persona going that way, but I think she's in line for several title runs. And
Naomi?
for a no, Tiffany Stratton.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, of course. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
she's MVP, rookie, sensation in the women's division. But when I was watching NXT, there's a lot of good women in NXT right now coming up, and I think that division's stacked as well.
Oh, yeah,
So
Lola Vice.
Well, yeah. Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, the NXT Women's Champion, of
Yeah,
course. Still
she's
got Roxanne
great.
Perez.
so there's no need like for a women's singles competitors, but their tag team division could use some work right
A
now.
big,
Gotta
big
figure some.
boost. They really, really need that. Katana Chance and what's the other her partner's name? They were good in NXT. They were awesome to watch. They didn't get that much pop coming into Raw, especially after they won the titles, which I was surprised that they got. But even then, there's not so much to offer. I think the best tag team that I've seen for the women's division is a team that's no longer together, which was Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
Oh no, Sasha Banks and Naomi, right?
Yeah, well, they gave up the title. They
Right.
left.
So I mean, that was probably the best one I saw. And I think Naomi's a good worker in a tag team environment. I don't think she's a top level singles competitor, but I could be wrong. If they give her a push, if they give her some kind of backing storyline with maybe a Charlotte Flair or a Becky Lynch or even Tiffy, right?
Yeah,
Then maybe we could see some improvement in excitement for her right now. But it looks like she's getting buried, right?
she is definitely getting buried.
How about the team of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn? What were they called? They were former NXT champions as well.
The Way or something like that.
Evil twins, or I don't know, but yeah, they kind of just fell off the title picture. Yeah. I guess they integrated the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships into just the general Women's Tag Team Championship.
Yeah, the
The concept of the
unholy,
tag team was like, I'm not excited about that.
I think
unholy union.
it'll get there. All right, so this past Friday's SmackDown, we talked about that 30-minute just epic mic work by The Rock. We had several other matches that night, of course. We talked about Tiffany. We talked about Naomi. Who else we got?
Braun Breaker.
Yeah, that match lasted 3 seconds.
Yeah.
They're trying to
Killer.
push him with Goldberg style or something like
Yeah.
that. We'll see.
And can we talk about the reappearance of Ray, the Hall of Famer Mysterio, with that interesting choice in masks and a
Yeah, that
great.
was a unique mask.
It gave shades of, who did that remind me of? Like a Batman character.
Or like, what's his name? That Japanese wrestler that used to wear a mask. I forgot his name.
Legend.
But I think they need to start. They need to build up in that LWO versus. Boy, they've gone through different iterations here. Los Lotharios, the new Legado del Fantasma.
Oh,
I like that. I like that rivalry. I like the LWO versus Legado / Lotharios.
we were thinking of the Great Muta, Carl.
That's who we're.
Ah, yeah, you're absolutely right. It did. He didn't rock the San Diego Gucci patterns this time.
I kind of like what they're doing with Legado del Fantasma and WO, especially with Ray coming back. It just adds more fuel to the flame there, for that whole
Okay,
feud.
so where does this put Ray in the upcoming WrestleMania picture?
Nowhere.
No,
Maybe as a manager for maybe a tag team match pre-show
Yeah.
or something like that. But it's
no
too
more main
late.
event for Ray.
No more.
Just too much going on for that.
But Joe, I gotta give you props, man. I was never on a Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom train, but now, man, I'm his like #1 fan right now. I can't get me enough of some Dom, dude.
He doesn't even need to talk. They boo him off the mic, and he
I
just
love
does.
it. I freaking love it, dude. He goes up to our boy Gunther over there. Hey, that's a possibility for Gunther. Maybe would you want to see that Dom versus Gunther?
Yeah, I could.
I think it's funny. I think he'd get absolutely destroyed if that was the case. But
He's got to earn that spot first. He's not
Yeah.
quite.
Yeah, my biggest negative thing to say about Dom was his in-ring work, but now it's like secondary. His just like getting booed off the stage, his funny like expressions when mommy's talking and all those memes. That's hilarious. That's awesome, dude. Like
El
he's
Rey.
got personality.
That's what I've heard Dominic Mysterio called El Rey de los Edgars.
Ray de los Edgars,
What's that mean?
King of the
Uh,
Edgars.
That's
Oh,
a whole show in itself. Look up Edgar.
Yeah, look up an Edgar. You'll see what he. Hey, speaking of the IC title again, I noticed they hinted at somebody. It was very, very subtle. Gunther was talking to somebody backstage, during the segment, and they had Ivar in the background just watching. Ivar came.
Oh, jeez. I can't do an Ivar angle. The gimmick is terrible for me. The Viking Raiders, the antlers with I can't do it.
You don't like
Val-
it?
Valhalla at your boy. The Viking Raiders, I like them. They were pretty good. But
Dude.
yeah, they had to push Ivar as a single, and I mean, the man does cartwheels and he weighs 400 pounds.
I guess he had some good matches with Bronson Reed. I guess, right? But nothing to put him in that IC title picture. But who
Well,
knows?
the super heavyweights, they require a lot less movement, so they're not entirely exciting to watch. But brute force can be fun. If you guys got guys like Otis, Bronson Reed,
Yeah.
those.
They can get the Andre the Giant trophy. They can have that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so this 4 things to take away. Let's do 4 because 4 is our thing, right? Mount Rushmore. What's the 4 most exciting things we took away from this week after the elimination?
I was gonna say Randy Orton. Randy Orton's looking sharp as a tack right now. Where
He
is
did
he?
slip off the top rope, right? And then he got saved by Austin Theory. That was kind of a botch, but that looks still good. Even Randy Orton, when he botches, he looks good.
Yeah, he did. I was gonna say the same thing. It didn't look entirely a botch.
But yeah, he's looking good. So that's one. I think number 1's got to be The Rock. Obviously, I think
Always.
that's the
Yeah.
best thing that's going right now in pro wrestling, for that matter. The Rock.
I'd say Cody Rhodes and the Paul Heyman promo that happened after his match.
Call Rock, call Roman.
Yeah, call Rock, call Roman.
Yeah, he's got 2 phones.
2 phones. What's that song?
Couldn't he do a conference call like we're doing?
Yeah, right. You're wasting money, man. He must make a lot.
How do you feel about Seth and Drew when Drew told Seth to just back off from the bloodline?
Yeah, he's not gonna back off from the bloodline, but boy, what he did with main event Jey Uso backstage. Oof. That's another brewing rivalry right there, guys.
Yeah, I mean, where's he fit into the picture? There's so much. Where's Jay going?
Again, it's just like we can speculate all we want. We just don't know.
Do you think he was better as a tag team with Jimmy?
Far.
By far, right?
By far, yeah. But he's definitely made a name for himself, though. This guy's
I mean,
good.
just having that last name, it's like he can't separate himself from his brother and the whole and his whole tag team history.
No.
See, we had a stack a couple years ago. We had a stacked tag team division. We had the Usos, we had the New Day still kicking pretty well. Who else did we have? They had some amazing matches as well.
Well, let me go back to Randy Orton. He's in that triangle with Logan Paul and Kevin Owens. I see him winning the United States Championship eventually. Probably his last title. Hope not, but that's the way I see it.
I agree with you on that.
So yeah, just to correct myself from the last podcast, even if he wins one more world champion, he's not world championship. He's not even. I think he's like 3 away from Ric Flair and Johnson. That was my
What are
Yeah.
they? I thought it was they're not 17-time world champions, are they?
16, right? 16, so 2 away.
Rick
Yeah.
Cena's 17.
They're tied. It's 16 each, I think. Ric Flair and John Cena. We need a stats guy somewhere.
Yeah, we do.
Pronto. Stat.
All right. Well, I want to say that. I want to say give a special pop to who I think is absolutely the greatest in-ring performer currently, and it's not Roman Reigns. He's at the top of the spot, but who do you think? I think is the number one, the greatest in-ring performer currently. I'll let you.
All pro wrestling or just the WWE?
Out of the ones that we watch.
If I had to put a guess on it, I probably would have to say Sami Zayn.
Wrong. Carl, do you have a guess?
Randy Orton.
Wrong also.
Wow.
In my take, the best wrestler, the best in-ring performer of the current time is Eddie Kingston of AEW.
So
This guy
all pro wrestling.
Oh yeah,
gets
all pro wrestling. Okay, so let's switch to
absolute living shit kicked out of week in, week out. And he holds 3 titles. He won that tournament to win those 3 titles. Now I guess tonight it's a Revolution.
That's Sunday.
Against Bryan Danielson for those triple titles. I don't see him. I don't see Eddie Kingston losing that to Bryan Danielson.
So let me put my take on AEW currently. You watched the last episode, right, of Dynamite?
Yes.
Did you know every segment had some kind of world championship promoted or some kind of title promoted?
That's the thing. Their titleists perform every week.
So it to me it feels like it's a participation trophy because you got that Triple Crown one, you got the TV title for the men, the women, you got tag teams, you got trios. It's just too much titles being promoted from ROH, and I think there's some New Japan titles in there because they have like a collab or whatever, and that's cool to watch. But every segment had something, a champion not going against, not the match for a champ, but a champion involved in some way in a promo or in a segment.
Well,
So that's
of course. What I'm saying, Eddie Kingston, no titles were up for grabs in this match against Blackpool Combat Club, and he got the snot kicked out of him.
Oh yeah,
regardless. But
and another AEW topic, right?
Go on.
Mr. Sting, the Stinger.
Yeah, it is his last match, and the Young Bucks are out to get him. Boy, that's not looking good for Sting.
Yeah, man. I mean, so everybody's like, so there was a promo. I think somehow Ric Flair got involved and he said something about it, and people are so upset that Ric Flair is getting involved in like Sting's moment to shine, his final match. But like those two throughout history have been connected so much, So it's like I get where they're coming from. Like, let's not steal Stinger's shine or not bring Ric Flair in. I think they brought him in for something. But like their whole history is connected since like '88, so like it's it is what it is.
Yeah, well, we can talk about AEW more some other time, then maybe next week. But yeah, that's my take. Eddie Kingston, greatest performer currently.
Chris Jericho needs to go. I think it's time for Chris Jericho to hang it up for a minute.
Well, Chris Jericho, he's endured a lot of punishment. It could be, he could be in his twilight days. I don't know. I can't speak. But I like to see something with him, Christian Cage, and the superstar formerly known as Edge, Adam Copeland. They got to get them 3 involved somehow.
For sure.
Yeah, put him in a retirement match and have Chris Jericho stick to his music.
Hey, don't sleep on that theme song, man.
It's great, dude. I just want to give a shout out to all our followers, by the way. And actually, the wrestling community podcast community has been warm and welcoming. And thank you guys for all your messages and advising if we need help or assistance or any questions we need answered on growing our, audience, and as well as just, coming to us and trying to be a part of the community that we're trying to build. And I know it's a niche audience, so it doesn't feel like it's such a competition, but they've just been really warm and opening to us. So thank you everybody for following us. And Joe, take it away, man.
And shout out to you guys. Thank you again for giving us a listen, for a follow. We don't know what we're talking about all the time, at least not while we're recording. But hey, shout out to you guys again. Shout out to the OnlyFans model standing on business. Go watch the shows. If you don't have anything nice to say, yeah, you can say it anyway because it's social media, right?
There you go.
Got something to tell us? Fire away. Any tips, suggestions, criticisms? We're here for it. Johnny boy, what do you got?
Cody Rhodes all day, baby. Cry baby till I die.
And just one more thing before we go off the air, we are planning new content every Saturday night probably. We're still getting the schedule down. We do want to do some live broadcasting for our fans and our audience, but that's taking a little bit of a time to adjust to different formats and platforms. So once we get that all straightened away and figured out, I know we want to do something with WWE 24, right, John?
Right. Yeah.
We want to stream the game that's coming out shortly. So all details, again, Twitter, we'll have all the information for you guys. Thank you for your support, and we love you guys.
Shout out.